All right, welcome back. I've got the windows down, so if it's a little noisy from time to time, just forgive me, but it's a little warm here. So somebody on YouTube, Steve Burke, I think it was, asked me to make a video about, why big name financial advisors like Dave Ramsey don't like cryptocurrency, don't like it, and don't recommend that people get into it. Also, I'm going to talk about Grayscale stuff, and I'm going to talk about other investors and like income only investors, why I've seen why they don't like it. Yeah, at least I've heard. I don't have a crystal ball, obviously, into people's minds and know the exact reasons, but from what I can tell, I'm just going to give you my thoughts on things. And none of this is financial advice, as always. I'm not a financial advisor or CFP, certified financial planner, I think is the thing. I'm just a dude in a Jeep. So people like Dave Ramsey are not cool with investing in crypto, right? And they wouldn't be cool with investing in Grayscale. Why? Well, I don't know exactly, but I'll give you some thoughts. By the way, I have a lot of respect for Dave Ramsey and people like Susie Orman. The two of them helped me when I was in my 20s get out of debt, and I think they have some really good advice, but I don't agree with everything that Dave has to say. Okay, and then we've got people like Warren Buffett, who I think he was the one that said Bitcoin is rat poison squared. Like, he doesn't like it and doesn't believe in it, thinks it's a Ponzi scheme. I think it was him, not his business partner, Charlie Munger. I think it was Warren Buffett who said that. I'm pretty sure. All right, and then we have some financial planners, CFPs, financial advisors, who will not invest in cryptocurrency themselves and will not advise their clients to do it. We have brokerages that will not allow you to invest in Grayscale, that will not allow you to invest in Bitcoin ETFs. Hell, some of them don't even allow you to buy like leverage long ETFs for like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia. They just don't. They're very conservative, very risk averse. And I think this is one of the reasons for a lot of people. So for one thing, crypto hasn't been around for that long. I mean, it's been around for a decade or so, a little bit more, but it's not been around for 50 years or 100 years. It's something fairly new. So old school mindset, is to go into things that are relatively safe, that do well over time. There's nothing wrong with that mindset. Like index fund investing is good. Growth stock investing is good. Dividend ETF investing is good. Even the small ones like SCHD, that have low yield, and Coca-Cola, 3M, stuff like that, that's still good, right? There's still good things that you can do with that. They won't grow nearly as fast as crypto, but they're still solid, in my opinion. But I think a lot of people, first of all, a lot of financial advisors might be prevented by law or regulation that I'm unaware of, because I'm not in this business, from actually talking about crypto or advising people to get into it or out of it. I would never hire a financial planner, because they would basically hate everything, most of everything that I'm invested in. They would like index stocks, growth stocks, but they wouldn't like the leverage long ETFs. They wouldn't like Grayscale. They wouldn't like Bitcoin ETFs, probably. So I don't want to listen to them, because I know that I can make more money in those assets than I can investing in Coca-Cola or McDonald's, okay, or just an index fund, So I can do better if I do that. So this is where it's like you always have to. You have to educate yourself. You have to make your own decisions on things. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to somebody else. Make your own decisions. Do the best you can. Research everything, right? Everything that you invest in. It's very important. I just think it's too new. I think it's too risky. So the traditional folks are going to be used to index funds and stocks that over the long period of time just gradually go up, right? They go up, and obviously they dip when we have a recession and just normal shit that happens with stocks, right? But over a long period of time, they go up, and they see that and they like that, and that's good, right? Those things work. Generally speaking, if you're into solid stocks, things go well. But they look at a chart of crypto and they're probably freaked out. They probably are impressed by the rise from the ashes that each crypto basically does, from the bottom of the bear market up to the top of the bull market. But then they're freaked out and just like astonished by the fact that it would crash back into the abyss at the end of the bull market. So they look at that and they go, this isn't a good investment, because it's not a long-term buy and hold strategy. You can't just buy something, hold on to it for a long term. It's going to crash. And so that's the cycle, and so they don't like it. It's different. But anybody that's coming in new with kind of like you and I and a whole bunch of other people, we look at these charts and we go, okay, we get it. Crypto's on a cycle. It's got a super cycle. Every couple of years, there's a bull run. And during the bear market, things are they're priced low. That it looks like it's never going to come back, never going to happen again. But if you buy in there, it's clear that you can make out really well if you sell in the bull market and then get the hell out before the bear market comes, right? So I think that's one of the reasons, it's that sets us as crypto and Grayscale investors apart, is that we can look at cycles and we can say, yeah, we don't have crystal balls and we can't say exactly what's going to happen, but we can be pretty assured of what's going to happen in the general direction of where things are going to move, with each cycle. There are some people that won't invest in Grayscale, for example, and this is actually a comment on, it wasn't exactly a comment, it was kind of alluded to in a comment on a previous video I put out. Somebody said, I can't, essentially, I can't believe it was a 2.5% fee. That's crazy, essentially. And it's like, they're probably talking about the Grayscale fee. I don't exactly know what the Grayscale fees are because I don't care. Because you can make 1,000% plus gains. So I don't care if there's a 2.5% fee, honestly. But it could for some people, because they're coming from having a history with investing in like mutual funds and maybe like Yield Max or Defiance funds, where there's a fee associated with it that's lower than 2.5%. So they would look at it and go, 2.5% is more expensive. I don't want to get in there. And for me, it's really nothing. We're all going to make plenty of money where the fee associated with these trusts is not going to freaking matter. It's not going to matter. It doesn't matter already. It doesn't matter because it's like I've made so much money already from when I got into Grayscale. It's like the fees don't matter. They just don't matter to me, but they do to some people. Then there are some people that are like strongly just focused on one style of investing, like income investing, the dividend investors out there that are very focused on dividends and only getting dividends. They don't want to buy into any growth. They don't want to buy Apple stock. They don't want to buy crypto. They don't want to buy whatever. They don't want to buy Grayscale. And I don't really understand the reason for that, because even if you're like a dividend only investor, I would think it would be wise to take even 10% of your portfolio, put it into Grayscale, because you could easily double the size of your dividend portfolio after the bull run. And it just makes sense to me, but that's how I look at things. Not everybody looks at things the way I do. I don't think it's smart, but everybody's on their own journey, right? But those are some reasons why I think people stay away from it and I guess they're probably another reason too. Like people are probably like there's uncertainty in terms of regulation, because we've seen like the SEC have their thing, like kind of being opposed to Bitcoin ETFs and Ethereum ETFs and all that kind of stuff, and trying to take Coinbase to court and suing XRP. So there's like regulatory uncertainty and just legal issues that maybe hold some people back with regards to this. That could be as well. But I don't, just to end it here, I don't understand why very wealthy people like Warren Buffett, like Dave Ramsey, why they're against it when it's been out for like over a decade. And it's pretty clear to see what's happened with the price of crypto over time. I don't know why they'd be opposed to it. I've seen retirement channels. Actually, one of them, I think it's called Retired 500K. That's one of the channels I follow, actually. Dwayne, he's a nice guy, has great tips for people, so I'm not trying to put him down. But, one of the videos he put out, this is a while back, he was talking about investing, different types of investing, and he brought up crypto investing, and he said no, don't do that. He said it's way too risky, and it's just a mindset, right? So I look at it and I go, man, for people like in retirement or about ready to retire, like crypto and Grayscale, what a great gift, because so many people don't have as much as they would like to shore up their retirement, and crypto and Grayscale, man, just really helps with that. I know there are a number of people that watch my channel that are in their 60s and even early 70s. And so I'm really proud of those guys and women too for investing, because I think it's going to benefit them tremendously, and they'll be way ahead of their peers. Well, we're all going to be way ahead of our peers, all of us, because our peers are either not investing at all, for different reasons. Maybe they aren't spending or saving any money, they're just spending it all on stupid shit, or they don't have any disposable income to invest, or whatever the reason is. But they might just be in safer plays like Apple stock, Microsoft stock, which are solid investments, nothing against them, or index funds or whatever, but they're not, we're gonna be ahead of our peers, no doubt, because of investing in Grayscale. And even if you're a native crypto, it's gonna be the same way. So you can make a ton of money, just a ton of money, with a simple strategy of buy in the bear market, sell in the bull market, rinse and repeat. Man, you can just make a ton of money. And but between the time that you cash out in the bull market and when you get back in the bear market, will just amplify your gains with whatever assets you want, whether those are index funds, growth stocks, leveraged long, growth ETFs, or like high yield dividend ETFs. You can make massive bank. And this is a principle that I feel like should be taught to a lot of people, because a lot of people are hurting with retirement and having a very low savings. I talked the other day, I did a video on this about Gen X. Average savings for Gen X is $150,000. That's and some people have more, some people have less. That's just the average. But that's not that great. I mean, I don't know, what is the average age of Gen X? It's probably it's either got to be just under 50 or close to 50. I can't remember what the average age is, or what the age range is. But you're running out of time. Like for me, 50, like if I were still working at a normal job and I'm 50, I've got some time to go. But I don't know how much time to go. Think about that. Like if you're 50 and employed, well, by the time you are 60, you might be laid off because of ageism, which is a real thing in this world. And so you might not have as much time as you'd like. But in that span of 10 years, from 50 to 60, man, we've got this bull run, the next, and the one after that. You got 3 bull runs. 3 bull runs. So even conservatively, if you can do a 10x on your profile or on your portfolio this cycle after taxes, ideally, right? From where we are right now, ideally at least. I think you can do more, but let's just say conservatively, like a 10x. And then next cycle, you do a 5x, just be more conservative, because we're going to have ETFs and crap and might not have huge premium play. So let's say a 5x. And let's say a 5x in the one after that. Well, 10 times 5 times 5 is 250. That means you could potentially do a 250x from what you have right now in your portfolio. And actually do better than that, because as you cash out from the bull markets and you rotate into things like high yield ETFs to increase your wealth a little bit before you go back in, you could potentially do a 300x from where you are right now. And that, if people just do that, they would be in such a better financial situation. But it's for a couple of reasons. One, there are a lot of people that don't invest at all. There are a lot of people that invest only in like a work, like a 401k, right? They don't really investigate. They just, like, when they sign up for the 401k, I forget what they did when they brought it to our company. I did not sign up for myself because I'm like, this is a fucking waste of money. I'm not going to dump my money into like a 401k that somebody else manages and puts me in like the sunny, they had like names for the different funds. There were like 4 or 5 funds that we could choose from, and they all had dumbass names. And I was like, I'm not putting any money here. I'm going to just invest on my own. But a lot of people will only do investing through a 401k, and they don't do anything in addition to it. Therefore, they do not do any research on stuff, and they just don't get into it. So a lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people view it as being too risky because they see that it crashes. A lot of people think it's too risky because it's too new, because they've been heard it's called a Ponzi scheme. Well, I guess, I would agree. Like, I would agree crypto is a Ponzi scheme, but you know what? So is every stock. It's a Ponzi scheme. Every stock is a Ponzi scheme. It's all about psychology. It's all, Warren Buffett said that crypto was all about the greater fool theory, meaning if I buy Bitcoin, that I can sell it to someone who's a bigger fool later on when it's worth more. And it's like, well, okay, if we want to say that to be that's true, sure, I will accept that. But then also the same thing applies to stocks, to McDonald's stock, to Apple stock, to Microsoft stock. It's the same thing. It's a greater fool theory. We believe something has value because we have a belief, and other people have a belief, and it's a shared belief that creates a market. If we don't have a shared belief about something, like, there is no market. So anyway, I'm going off on a tangent on things, but just to wrap it up, yeah, I think Dave Ramsey and certified financial planners and financial advisors, the whole lot of them, they have probably a lot of good advice, probably, but there's probably some advice that I would stay away from, and they would probably never advise you to get into crypto at all, or Grayscale. I was kind of thinking, I'm like, okay, when I become a billionaire, I'm like, I'm gonna call in to Dave's show. Hopefully Dave is still around doing the show, like answering the phone calls, because I want to be able to thank him for the advice that he gave me that I found to be very useful in my 20s, because that was very helpful. And then I want to tell him I became a billionaire because I want him to ask me how I did it. I kind of want to bring up crypto trusts and just see what he says, but it's all good. I have a lot of respect for Dave. I don't want to put him down. He's got a lot of good advice. He's helped a lot of people. He's helped me in the past, but this is where you got to kind of pick and choose advice from different people on what you want to do. So, all right, that's it for this video. I hope you guys are doing well. I'll see you guys in the next video. And I think I had mentioned this before. Obviously, this is a Litecoin t-shirt. Somebody asked about that in the previous video. Yes, it is Litecoin. I have Bitcoin Cash t-shirts too, which I'll probably wear every once in a while. So as we, especially, to kind of celebrate the movement towards the bull run for these trusts. So, all right, I'll see you guys soon. Take care.